Hey guys, well look, we got one day in the garage this week and it's 110 in here. So we're pushing through the heat, trying to get a couple things done. Now the plan for today is mount the intake, throw in the exhaust flanges, and maybe try to get the fuel cell in this guy, because the sooner we get the fuel cell in, the sooner we can start this motor. So let's get to it. Now I've got it on and everything's snug, not tightened down, just snug. There's a torque pattern you need to follow. Now this one right here is for big block Chevy. You can look up on the internet for whatever you're working on, but there's always a pattern and it tells you exactly where to torque it so it applies equal pressure and sinks it down evenly. All right, get out the torque wrench, 35 pounds because they're iron heads, and let's get this thing tightened down. Alright, intake's on, but I had a little complication. One of the bolts in the back on number 8 cylinder stripped out. Now, I was lucky because I'm using an aftermarket bolt and it's about 3/8 shorter than a standard bolt. So I was able to put the standard bolt in, get that extra bite, and get it up to torque. Now, I got it about 25 pounds. Now, I've read 25 for aluminum heads, 35 for steel. I cut it in the middle, 30, but on that bolt I just went to 25. It should hold, it should be fine. If not, we get any leakage on it, then we'll pull it off, helicoil it, put it back together. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and run it right now. 25 foot-pounds, I called a few friends, they're saying that's plenty, that's gonna hold. So, hey, not a motor guy, trying to do my best. So, alright guys, well, let's throw on the exhaust flanges just to mock them up, and then we can move on to the fuel cell. Now those of you that have been watching this build all the way through know that when I first designed the trunk and I did all that, I was using a plastic fuel tank out of a boat. Now I've changed my mind, I've decided to go ahead and put an aluminum fuel cell in it, but I couldn't find one to match the dimensions that I'd already built to. So we're gonna go ahead and fit this one in and then change up some of the sheet metal to make this look good. Couple issues we're going to be dealing with is this one has the lower sump area, which is not built in back there, and we're probably going to have to move the tabs. So let's get it in there, kind of figure out where we got to start cutting and go from there. So the listing on this tank said it was 17 by 19. I got 17¼ by like, I don't know, 32. So I knew it was going to fit. And then I was going to make these filler pieces to make the sheet metal look good. Tank's 17 7/8 by 19 7/8. It's not going to fit. So we're going to have to cut and modify a little more than I thought to get this tank in. This is the closest I could find to fit in this car that wouldn't interfere with the trunk and everything else. So, luckily, I never finished out the back of the trunk, so we can just drill rivets and start modifying. Alright, now that we took and cut the trunk and the tank fits in good, we need to make new mounts for the back. Now, what I'm going to use is 2x2 square stock so I can make a mount and a gusset all in one. I'll show you when we get through cutting it. And then later I'm going to have to pick up some aluminum that I don't have to make brackets for the front of the tank, and we'll TIG weld those on. So, for right now, let's make some brackets. Alright, I've gone ahead and bolted the mounts to the tank. That way I can just square up the tank, and once I got it where I like it, I can tack the mounts in place. Now we're going to start working the sheet metal pieces back in around the fuel tank. Alright guys, well we got the trunk all cut, the fuel cell fits, the trunk lid closes past it, we're good to go. Now, I did the rear mounts. We can't do the front mounts until I actually get some aluminum so I can TIG weld them onto the tank. That's why I only did the sheet metal in the back, because I need those mounts on so I can move forward on the sheet metal. On the intake, we got that in, we dove the strip bolt. That took me a bunch of time, but got it all taken care of, everything's torqued down. Got a few things painted today. We are moving forward. Now, for being 115 out here, I think we're doing pretty good. We keep going at it, we're going to get this all done. Anyway guys, do me a favor, be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.